I've been thinking a lot about fail fast lately, which, if you've been around for a while, I think it actually originated with Facebook. That was kind of their mantra of let's try things, let's get it out there, let's see how our user base responds to it. And there is some wisdom in that. I've used it for my own business. Try things, run an experiment, learn from it, pivot, do something a little bit different. But as Dave Parker sort of uncovered and shared in his book, Traction Startup, the problem with fail fast is really just there's a better way. You can do it that way, but your telemetry, your monitoring, is only going to tell you what happened, not why. And you burn capital. You're burning money to fail fast, and there's a better way to do it. And that doesn't mean that we don't try things and don't run experiments. And Dave uses this metaphor of bullets and cannonballs. He says that you shoot small bullets as you're figuring out your alignment, and then when you've got the right trajectory, you got the right markings and everything, then you fire the cannonball. You take the big bet, the big swing. Now, the way that I do this is a little bit different, and it's really enabled by AI and the tools that have come along over the last couple of years. In the past, I would do some research and some thinking, and I'd make an educated guess. I'd take a bet, we'd build a feature, and then we'd monitor it, and we would make another educated guess. How do we improve it further? And then we would build that, and we'd launch it, and we'd monitor. There was a little bit of sort of hoping for the best there. And that's always the case. You can't get away from it. You never know how humans are going to react. We are chaotic and unpredictable. But these days, the depth and breadth of research that I can do using the tooling that's available these days is unbelievable. And the outcome is that the bets I'm taking are paying off at a much higher rate than they ever have before. We are surpassing KPIs, and pretty much every bet is working. Everything feature that we're launching across the different clients I work with, which is just really exciting to see and very gratifying. And in the past, I would do some research and whatnot, but it was limited. It took a lot of time, or we'd have to hire an outside firm like MarketWatch, pay them a bunch of money, and get some data to inform our thinking. Now, the same level of research that we used to pay 6 figures for, I can do in a couple of hours for like $45. It's amazing. And I do that repeatedly and come together with the feature idea, and then it's working. It's consistently working. I used to bat 300, which is considered pretty good in baseball. To be clear, I didn't play baseball. I didn't actually bat 300. I probably would bat like 50. I don't know. I'm not a baseball player. But metaphorically, I might have been batting 300 or something, which means in baseball terms, you're hitting 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3 is actually considered super good in baseball, a 30% rate. I'm batting like a 900 now. Like, it's wild to me, the difference that the research is making. And my overall process is not actually faster. I'm not really shipping epics and stories and ideas and feature definitions and acceptance criteria, like that artifact that helps the engineers understand, what we need and who we need it for and why we need it. Because I don't specify exactly what gets built. That's for the engineer to figure out. But like all the other stuff, my time for doing that is about the same. But my depth of thinking is so much higher because I'm not having to spend as much time researching and extracting from the research. I use the tooling to do that, giving me more time to think deeply and to question it, to poke at it, to be skeptical, and to keep refining and coming up with better and better ideas. And it's so much less expensive, I see so many people where they're like, oh, we want to fail fast, we're going to experiment, we're going to go to Claude, we'll ask it a couple questions. And Claude gives you a super confident yes every time. So does ChatGPT. Like, this is a great idea, you should totally do this. It's a cheap yes that leads to an expensive no. And that's what fail fast is. It's an expensive no over and over again. And there are better ways to do it now. It's research and thinking. Take some time. Take some time to think about it. Because the reality is that our users can't actually absorb that many new features that quickly. There's only so much they can take in. And so we feel this pressure, this almost like FOMO of like, we got to ship, we got to build, we got to build, we got to ship, we got to We got to get it out there. Let's get the feedback. Let's test it. I think it's better. I think it's better to bat 1,000, you know? Think it through, get it out there, win with people. And that doesn't mean you hold forever. You don't chase perfection. And you got to get stuff out and get feedback. I never actually shoot for 100% of something. I shoot for like 70 to 80%. If something's about 80% good, I want to get it out the door because people are happier having something shipped they can provide feedback on than just vaporware, you know? Perfection is the enemy of good. Get it out the door. But do your work, do your thinking, particularly as a product leader. Your job is to think deeply about this. So do that. And then put it together, get it out the door, get your feedback. And if it doesn't work, figure out why. Don't just come up with another educated guess. Do some research to make that education deeper. So you've got a real hypothesis you can test. Failing fast is just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks, and you're going to run out of capital eventually. But there's a better way to do it now. And that's with deeper research, greater intelligence, greater thinking and wisdom applied to it. And you can still get stuff out the door at a good rate, but what you get out the door, much more likely to succeed.